Learn to be content and happy with yourself. If you need a company to be happy, then you will weaken yourself. Share your progress, not your goals, and you'll always be motivated. Don't be afraid to be alone. Being alone is much better than being with bad people. The people who ask the most of you are the ones who do the least for you. They take your responsibilities seriously, but not yourself. Fear is not there to stop you, it is there to show you that you are interested and that you care. Don't make permanent decisions about temporary emotions. If you put her on a pedestal, she has no choice but to put you down. People give you advice based on their perspective. Not everything in your brain needs to come out of your mouth. Don't do anything you have to lie about. Next, light travels faster than sound, which is why some people seem bright until you hear them talk. Don't look for happiness, it is always within you. You owe nothing to your younger self, but you owe everything to your present self. Self-care is realizing that you are your biggest obstacle. Your parents were right several times, even if you are not academically qualified. Stop insulting them when they advise you. Act like you've been there before. Too much thinking ruins you. It ruins the situation, twists things, worries you about useless questions, and makes everything much worse than it really is. If you're going to get angry about something, think to yourself, will I remember this in 10 years? You will only have one body, take care of it, you will have it your entire life, and while it is incredibly resilient, it can only give you what you put into it. If someone emphasizes that he is telling the truth, you can be sure that he is lying. Everything you have power and influence over is what you decide to do with the time you are given today. You will never ruin a role if you play it yourself. Don't compare the behind the scenes of your life to someone else's highlights. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Getting lost is part of getting it. First, you choose a partner based on their appearance and enjoy it, until you realize that your children will not be raised by their appearance but by their values. You can't have everything, you always exchange something for something. Know who your real friends are, look for those who say good things behind your back and bad things to your face. Letting go is very difficult, but it is the best thing you can do with time. The more winds of fear you can accumulate, the more fearless you become. Never make someone a priority that only makes you an option. If you are a friend to everyone, you are an enemy to yourself. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth, use them in that proportion. The most important thing you must accept is change. You don't just live once, you live several lives within one life. It becomes easier and more beautiful when we can see the good in other people. You can cut off all the flowers, but you can't stop spring from coming. Let the actions of others speak for them. People will show you much more than they will tell you. Telling you everything you do, you are creating points. You can connect those dots in the latter part of life and understand why you did what you did. Commitment is what gets you started, consistency is what gets you somewhere, and persistence is what keeps you going. You can fall in love more than once. You don't need to worry much when someone you love leaves you. Most of the time it is for the rest. If someone is trying to bring you down, it only means that you are above them. Don't make promises if you have no intention of keeping them. They may mean nothing to you, but they could mean the whole world to someone else. Getting back together with your ex is like taking a shower and putting your dirty underwear back on. Keep an open mind and act like an artist, but think about failing and learning like a scientist. You don't find your purpose anywhere else, you create your purpose exactly where you are and give it meaning. Your whole life can change in an instant, so instead of passively taking for granted what you have, be grateful for it and do all the good you can with it. You become rich when you seek new experiences, not material things. Action generates more clarity than thought. To continue your path to a new life, you have to make your way to it. The life you experience is simply a reflection of the way you think. Chasing happiness will lead you to misery, until you realize that happiness is the way. All you have is the now and what you do with it. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but be wise enough to know who to look for. If you can let go of something from your world, let go of the ego. The more grateful you are, the more beauty you will see around you, the more generous life will seem to you, and the happier you will become. You won't forget some bad things, you'll just stop worrying until that happens. Don't stress too much about it. Success isn't about your resources, it's about how resourceful you are with what you have. Fear limits most people throughout their lives and permeates their decisions everywhere. Do your best to control it, overcome it, and revel in it when you defeat it. You can't swim to new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. It's never too late to do the best things you've always wanted to do. Don't let the naysayers discourage you because they may be projecting their own insecurities. You can't change what happened, no matter if it was your fault or if someone else ruined it. Don't be angry about it, face the challenge. People will always project their fears into limiting beliefs onto you. What you need to do is build a shield against this noise so that you can protect yourself from it. Don't talk about your past with anyone, because only you know that it is a true story and its meaning. Others may not understand it or even use it against you. Your tomorrow can be very different from your today. If you try to keep crying about what isn't working today, I promise your tomorrow won't work. Sometimes the world is trying to tell you who you are, but if you don't stop to reflect and listen, you will never be able to listen. Your life won't go as planned, and believe me, that's a good thing. I remember sitting alone thinking, I had hit rock bottom, but during that difficult time, I met people who shared lessons with me that helped me get through it. These lessons may be just what you need right now. People are not for you or against you, they are for themselves. What is coming is better than what is gone. Sometimes you just have to walk away, let people go and let relationships end. Your true friends become apparent when you are at your lowest. The only way out is through you. You are stronger than you think, you have overcome all the bad days of your life and you are undefeated. No one will take care of you like you. Once you face your fear, nothing will be as difficult as you think. You grow from difficulties, miracles believe you. You can and you are halfway there. Not everyone you meet has true intentions. The days you don't want to do anything are the days you need to do something. About the only thing you can control is how you feel, do, and think. Stop trying to change other people, because it almost never works. Difficulties often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary situation. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Sometimes we can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change carry us. Never sacrifice your growth for anyone. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem and smarter than you believe. Trust yourself, you have survived a lot and you will survive whatever comes. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only option. Change is not a threat, it is an invitation to live. Either we become miserable or we become strong, the amount of work is the same. Keep your expectations to yourself, life is not always fair. People who lie and cheat can often come out of the closet, but no matter how bad a situation may seem, you just have to keep fighting with hopes and desires.